And then they made some adjustments. And, the key offensive lineman that was missing, you put a sophomore in there who hadn't played against the caliber of D lineman that they had. And then you get some funky stuff going on. And definitely, we weren't happy about it, but we are happy that we got the win and that the team played well and we did everything we needed to do.
Looked like while you picked your spots to do some other things, that this was a game where putting the ball in the hands of number 3 was a big thing to do tonight.
I think early on when we saw some of the things that they were giving us, there's no other reason to do anything else. Definitely want to get 4 more involved, 5 more involved. But all of those things come when the game is flowing the right way and you can do it. So we're not going to force anything. We're going to just take what you give us.
The defense answered the bell yet again and gave you great field position early in the game, and that really helped you kind of get control early.
Yeah, I'm just proud of Coach, Simmons and Coach Reynolds and Coach Ford and Coach Lawrence, and the list goes on and on and on. We got Chris Hill that played at Virginia Tech, played for Buffalo. He's working with us a little bit. Derek Hawkins on the defensive line is helping us a little bit. So we got some alumni that are back that have great experience, that are helping the kids with little things. And with those little things, it's making us a lot better every time we step on the football field. So it was an emotional game early on. We didn't want to get caught up in the emotion. So we're happy and thankful that we got out of here with a win and there were no injuries. But, all in all, our defense has been special here in the latter part of the season or the present time of the season.
Was it frustrating at all from a coaching standpoint? The second half of the game especially seemed just disjointed. Not a lot of rhythm offensively. Your defense, kind of kept them out of rhythm. So it was really a disjointed kind of flow to the game.
Yeah, I wasn't happy with our second half at all. But they made some adjustments, and we were trying to adjust. And I tell you what, they made it difficult on us. So some things that we can work on and we can make better, and we will get them better to be better in the second half of football.
I know Coach Chris has got a bunch of questions,
Yep.
so I'll ask.
Not really. we spent the third quarter talking about this interview.
Yeah,
and what you're going to be fired up about.
Well,
You're taking it a lot better than I would have.
I tell you what, again, I learned this from the guy in Blacksburg, that old ball coach in Blacksburg. Things never look as bad as they seem, and they never look as good as they seem, right? So there's always things to improve on each week. So for us, we just want to look at it first before we start pointing the finger and talking about what we did right and what we did wrong. You know what I mean? And I try to be patient about that. I wasn't happy about the execution up front in the second half. I can tell you that. But it may not be as bad as it looks when we watch the film.
Now, you talk about wanting to find ways to get Dortch and Wallace involved, 4 and 5. Talk about the challenge of taking those guys and trying to do different things with them to get the ball in there and get them touches.
Well, I guess the biggest challenge is practicing, right? So for us this week, we had some SOL review, a lot of tutoring. Guys are trying to finish the 9 weeks strong. So we had a lot of guys pulled out of practice. We didn't get on the practice field a couple times this week until 6 o'clock. So, for some people, they kind of cringe at that, right? For us, it's just a way of life. We talk about being student athletes. We have to do it. So we feed them, we take care of them. But there were some things that we had to pull back on, game plan wise. I can show you guys. We can look at it. It's a lot to do, but they don't have a lot of time to practice it all. Some of this was special. Some of it is special in the back just for Henrico. We didn't even get to a lot of it, just for the simple fact that things that we did early worked, and we were able to execute those things. And then when we come back in the second half, make some adjustments, and they kind of beat us to the punch a little bit. But, we'll bounce back.
One thing I saw that I had to ask, and it seems insignificant, but fairly late in the fourth quarter, you had the ball at the start of a drive, and you called a timeout.
Yeah.
And we talked about that a little bit. And I just said, things have been so sloppy that I'm wondering if he's just saying, let's give ourselves something to hang our hat on in the second half.
Well, what I did in that timeout, what I wanted to do in the timeout is use a basketball timeout, right? So you take it. I can't take it with me. Can't go home with me. So I said, let's call timeout. Let's get ourselves together and see if we can put some more points on the board and score, right? Let's see if we can get ourselves together, gather ourselves, and be better. So I wanted to calm them down, get our composure. I felt like last year there was a time or two when I didn't do that, and it hindered us, right? So after throwing the interception, coming back, things not working well, let's stop, let's take a deep breath, and let's move forward. So it was more like a stopping a fast break or stopping a run in basketball.
He got them together and said, guys, it's been a long time since we scored that third touchdown. We need another one.
We talked about some of that. It's something similar to that, believe me. Not in those words, though.
But it's tough. It's tough when you get on a roll. And the opponent, they were playing hard,
right?
But it looked like a rat trying to climb up out of a toilet.
Well,
a lot of effort, but it was just bad. And you guys, and Henrico's much better than this, but you guys kind of played down to the competition in my mind.
Okay.
A lot of it. No, and that's not a criticism. I just didn't fall into it. Y'all been going hard on the road the last 2 years.
Yeah, I don't argue that. I think that'll probably be something I see, and if I see it, I'll definitely next time I have opportunity to talk to you, I'll let you know. They're defensively. I was with the guy, right?
Oh yeah.
We coached against each other every day in practice, compete ones against ones. He is a great defensive coach. I'm going to say that. When we were here, a lot of shutouts, a lot of football. He did a great job.
And he made some good adjustments.
Yeah. In-game adjustment. If he didn't do that, he wouldn't be a head coach in Henrico, and he probably never would have coached here at Highland Springs. So you got to give a lot of credit to Gerald and his staff and the things that they did. But we're going to get better, I promise you that. There's some things that we're going to discuss and we're going to talk about.
We got big plans.
Absolutely.
So, Hanover, it's a good football team.
All right.
Lee Davis, one loss. That was last week. And Henrico. We're not talking about teams with losing records. This is three good football teams, and that's 3 goose eggs in a row for your defense.
Same thing I told the news out there when I did the interview. It's all for naught if we don't finish. That's it, right? So, and I'm not saying playing week 15. We hadn't even been there before. You understand where I'm coming from? So it's not like that's what we're pushing, but we want to finish everything that we start. So we started this thing. We want to get as far as we can possibly go by playing great, sound football.
What are a couple of things that have got to be tidied up if you're going to keep pointing in that direction?
Penalties is number one for me. That's just some of those things. Aggressive penalties, like a holding. Some people get upset about it. I don't get upset about that. My kids know that, right? That's aggressive play. The John personal foul, I don't appreciate that at all. That means the name on the front of the jersey means less to you than what you're doing. So that's what I'm concerned about. Number 2, making adjustments when you have an injury. Because if you play long enough, one's going to happen.
And that's special teams and everything, which is a real challenge.
Right. So, I think we were good special teams-wise tonight. We had a guy that did not play, Sage Daniel. He is instrumental. He is a senior. He's been around and played for 3 years. To lose him tonight, the young guy has to get better.
We talk about Ford Dortch, what a dynamic talent he is. Make you nervous at all having him on all those special teams?
Not at all. Your best players got to play, right? So if we're going to try to do something, we got to find ways to get him the ball, and I tried to do that several times tonight, and just want him to execute.
You already touched on the challenge, practice time. Mm-hmm. From a logistic standpoint, or from giving a defense a pre-snap read,
right?
How difficult it is to disguise trying to get him the football.
Not difficult. We just try to find weaknesses and take advantage of those weaknesses. That's just what we do. And we talk enough. We've done enough in the off season. I'm very thankful for out of season practice periods. We've done enough in the off season where we can verbalize a couple things and get him where we need to be, and it won't be an issue whatsoever.
Okay, my man. Congratulations.
Thank you, John.
Keep the train rolling. Always good to see the Springers.
I appreciate it. Hope to see you soon.
Yeah, we've seen every phase, haven't we, at this point?
Yeah.
In the last, we really have. You've seen it all, and Hermitage tells me that you guys are going to be able to step up when it time to come, and so that was not a criticism. It was just I know that how the emotional game goes on. And it was a decisive 21-point win, and you knew it, and you didn't do anything to jeopardize.
We're not going to jeopardize. We didn't want to do that. And I'm just thankful. Kids played hard. And I don't want to take that away from them. I don't think you were, but, we don't ever want to go down.
Oh, they played hard.
Yeah, I don't want to ever go down. And if you felt that way, I'm definitely going to go look. And I'm going to look now. Usually I wait till the next morning. But because of you, my wife's gonna be upset because I'm going to look like.
Oh yeah, that's good. What I need. That's what I need. I need Highland Springs coaches' wives mad at me again.
We're going to look right now.
Okay, we're going to let Loren go. That's Loren Johnson, the victorious head coach of Highland Springs. 21-0. Springers beat Henrico. We'll be back in a moment on Fox Sports 910.